and a very good day to all of you. I hope you are doing great and ready for another exciting topic. Today we'll talk about narrative writing, focusing on its definition, main characteristics and key elements. To begin, narrative writing tells a story. It can be based on real events, personal narratives or made up, which can be called as fictional narratives. But it always includes characters, a setting and a sequence of events with a clear beginning, middle and end. What do you think makes a story interesting to read? What makes a character in a story feel real or believable? Imagine you are the main character in a movie. What kind of movie would it be? Adventure, comedy, drama, etc. What do all good stories have in common? For example, characters, conflict and resolution. Have you ever wished you could rewrite the ending of something that happened to you? How would you change it? This lecture will give us the answers to all these questions. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand narrative writing and its purpose, identify the characteristics of narrative writing, recognize key elements of a narrative, and explain the structure of a narrative. So let's start. What is narrative writing? Narrative writing is a literary form or genre that focuses on recounting a series of events, real or imagined, in the form of a story. At its core, narrative writing aims to engage readers by immersing them in a structured sequence of events, usually centered on characters navigating specific challenges or experiences. These narratives unfold within a defined setting, follow a plot, and often convey a theme, moral, or life lesson. Unlike expository or persuasive writing, which are focused on informing or arguing, narrative writing emphasizes storytelling as a way to entertain by engaging the reader's imagination and emotions, by inform by relaying real life events or perspectives, or reflect on personal experiences or social themes through fictional or autobiographical accounts. Whether it is a novel, short story, memoir or anecdote, the purpose of narrative writing is to take the reader on a journey which can be emotional, psychological or physical. So let's talk about the key characteristics of narrative writing. The very first thing is that a narrative is told from a specific point of view. Narratives are always told from a certain perspective that shapes how the story is experienced. This point of view controls what the reader knows, how much they know, and how they feel about the events and characters. Why this thing matters? The point of view affects the reader's connection to the characters, and it also influences the tone and reliability of the narrative. Second thing is, it involves a clear sequence of events. Narrative writing presents a series of events that unfold over time. This sequence can follow a linear structure where events are told in chronological order, or a non-linear structure where the narrative jumps through time using devices like flashbacks, foreshadowing, or in media res starting in the middle of the action. So why this sequence of event matters? The way events are sequenced can increase suspense, create emotional impact, or reveal character development more effectively. Third thing is, every narrative has a conflict and resolution. A compelling narrative always involves conflict. the central struggle or problem the protagonist must face. And now who is the protagonist? The main character of the story, which faces the problem. Conflict drives the plot forward and keeps the reader engaged. It creates tension, it helps to develop characters, and it also assists in revealing the story's major themes. The resolution comes when the conflict is addressed or resolved, often leading to a transformation in the characters or a revelation of a deeper truth. So why this matters? Conflict is the heart of storytelling. Without it, there is no growth, there is no tension, there is no narrative momentum in our story. Next point is the narrative uses descriptive language and sensory details. So narrative writing is not just about what happens, but it is about how it feels, how it looks, how it sounds, how it smells, and how it tastes. So descriptive language, it helps to create vivid imagery that immerses the reader in the world of the story. So what is sensory language? Sensory language is that appeals to the five senses of the reader, like sight. For example, the orange sunset bled across the sky. Through this example, we can use the sense of sight. Sound. For example, leaves crunched under his boots. Through this example, we can easily hear the leaves crunching, so that activates our sense of sound. Smell. For example, the aroma of cinnamon and nutmeg filled the kitchen. Through this word aroma, we can smell basically the chicken. Touch. Her fingers were numb from the icy wind. From this example, the word numb is telling us that her fingers were involved in the process. So this is the example of the sensory detail of touch which we can add. Taste. The bitter coffee stung his tongue. The word bitter tells us that the coffee was not good. So what figurative language is? Figurative language includes similes, metaphors, personification, etc. For example, time crawled like a wounded animal. So we have given some human qualities to something which is non-human. So this is the example of personification. This is the example of one figurative language which we have discussed in the given sentence. So why this matters? Why the use of sensory details and why the use of figurative language is important? Descriptive and sensory details turn abstract events into experiential moments, allowing readers to feel present in the narrative. So let's discuss an example of narrative writing that analyzes the key characters we have debated earlier. So I have a story with the title A New Beginning. How we can start the story? The classroom buzzed with voices I didn't recognize and laughter I wasn't a part of. My backpack felt too heavy, my footsteps too loud, and every glance from a stranger made my stomach twist. It was my first day at a new school and I felt like an outsider dropped into someone else's story. At lunch, I picked the corner table near the windows and unwrapped my sandwich in silence. Around me, groups of students laughed, traded snacks, and chatted like they had known each other forever. I tried to look busy with my food, pretending not to notice the ache of loneliness tightening in my chest. Then a voice broke through. Hey, do you want to sit with us? I looked up to see a girl with warm eyes and a genuine smile. Her name was Mia. That small moment, a question, a smile, a seat at a table, shifted everything. By the end of the week, Mia and I were laughing over inside jokes and sharing notes in class. Her kindness did not just change my day, it changed my entire experience at that school. Now, whenever I see someone sitting alone, I remember that moment. I know what it feels like to be on the outside, and I try to be the person who opens the door even just a little for someone else to step in. Now, if we have to analyze this story from the perspective, from the key elements which we have discussed earlier, the story takes place on the first day at a new school, likely during the school day and lunch period. The setting is not heavily described, but it is familiar to the readers, allowing them to focus on the emotions and events. Characters. Characters include narrator who is telling the story, and the narrator is also the protagonist, the main character, a student experiencing their first day at a new school. Their emotional state is central to the story, and the emotional state in which the student was, he was nervous, he feels isolated, but later the things shift and he was hopeful and grateful. Another important character was Mia, a classmate who shows kindness. Although a minor character, she plays a pivotal role in changing the narrator's experience. So what narrative techniques were used in the story which we have discussed? It was narrated from first person point of view. Like we are saying that the narrator was the protagonist, the main character was telling his own story, so that story was told from first person point of view, which makes the story personal and relatable. The story also uses sensory details like my backpack felt too heavy. Every glance from a stranger made my stomach twist. These are the examples of the sensory details which were used in the story. The story also uses the sequential order of chronology, like the chronological order was used. Events are told in a sequence, making the story clear and easy to follow. In the end, there was a reflection, a moment of reflection on the character, the main character who is the protagonist. The narrator not only tells what happened, but also reflects on what it meant and how it influenced their future behavior. The narrative is effective because it has a clear structure with a meaningful turning point. The characters in the story are easy to understand and we can easily connect with them, as we all can relate to our first day at school or our first day at college or university. It contains a strong emotional core that many readers can relate to. Like we have discussed, the first day at school, everyone can relate to that. It ends with growth and reflection, which strengthens the theme. So, by analyzing this story, that's all for today. We'll continue this topic in our next session. Thank you.